Hey guys, so I'm doing this in collaboration with another YouTube mom. Her username is CasseyAndFamily, and this is going to be about speech delays. Her son, who is 9 now, I believe, had a speech delay, and so did Caden. So basically a speech delay is when a child doesn't develop speech at the right time. So just like it sounds like. And sometimes it's hard to notice when your child has a speech delay because for you understand what they're saying, and especially if it's your first, it's hard to tell. Usually doctors will say, oh, your kid is kind of slow, but everybody develops at their own pace, and I heard that from my doctor. We had several doctors back when Caden was younger, and at first, that's what they all said. Every kid develops at their own pace. It's nothing to worry about. He'll get better. And so when he was 2, we noticed that it just didn't seem like he could talk very well. He wasn't pronouncing very many words. He could say like maybe 5 words. And he would mostly baby babble all day. When he wanted something, he would just cry. He'd just like sit down and just cry and cry and cry. And no matter what we did, we couldn't like get him to talk. And we would read to him all the time, try to help him. He would go on walks and we'd like point out like everything and explain like, this is a bird, look at the pretty trees, look at the green grass, look at, it was just constant like trying to help him develop his language skills, and it just didn't seem to be doing any good. So we went to this program by my mom's idea. She had heard about it. I didn't know anything about it. And it's called Rainbows, and it's for kids, I believe, under 2. I don't know, maybe it's 3, because there's a cutoff age, and he was below that. So we went into Rainbows, and they had a bunch of kids. It's a free program where they'll screen kids in several different areas and determine whether they're qualified to be in the Rainbows program. And so we went there and we signed some paperwork in the front, and then we had to wait our turn at each office. There was like 5 different offices. It was like a big gymnasium, and then there were little rooms. And so you would go into each room and then check off on the list which rooms you'd gone to. There was one room that was like sorting shapes, and it's all sorts of development. It's not just on speech. They checked him for like everything. They determined that he did have a speech delay and possible behavioral delay. And so he qualified, which meant that he would get home visits from someone from Rainbows who would help him get better, give us the right tools. We didn't really know how it worked. So this lady would come in, and I forget her name now. She didn't come very much. But she came in and she would talk to him and bring little toys and just watch him and see how he reacted to things. She didn't really do that much. She would sit there and she would tell us, you need to read him books, you need to do this and that. And we did. I mean, we did everything that she asked us to do, but we were already doing everything that she had asked us to do. So we were just kind of like, I don't really know if this is helping him at all. But she kept doing that, and she kept coming and coming, and then he aged out of it. So she said, well, he's only got a month left on this, so see ya. I don't know exactly what the deal was. Nothing that she did or we did seemed to help at all at that point. So I don't know what it was. She was friendly. She was a nice lady, but it just seemed like it didn't help him at all. So once he phased out of that, we were kind of just out of luck. We didn't know what to do. So we kept doing the things that she told us to do, and it seemed like every few months we would see he'd just not go anywhere. He just stayed like where he was at. And regardless of how much we worked with him, nothing seemed to help the problem at all. And we were just, there was nothing we could do. Until he was in preschool, there was nothing that we could do to help him. Family and friends would always mention, you know, we can't understand him, we don't know what he's saying, and up until like preschool age, he couldn't pronounce, I mean, he still can't pronounce a lot of words correctly, and he still baby babbles, and he's 4. We're very confused, and we would have to tell our parents and our friends what he was saying most of the time because nobody could understand him. And it was really sad because, I mean, he could talk, but he just couldn't talk clearly enough for anyone to understand him. And so when he went into preschool, his first day there, the school board said, you know, we're placing him in a different class. The teacher is not qualified to handle him, is the words that they used. And so we were just kind of confused, like, you know, we know that he has a speech delay, but they weren't really explaining anything at that point in time. He'd phase out of rainbows, so we figured that something would happen. And right after they did that, Caden had a doctor's appointment, and this is with our newest doctor that we've stayed with for a while now because he's great, because he caught on to this stuff. So he said to us when we went in that he did have a speech delay still, and he was wondering why Rainbows didn't go further with it, why they didn't like suggest somewhere else for us to go if it wasn't working. We still don't know. We don't know what was really going on. Because the doctors had noticed that in the office he started like holding his ears, and there really wasn't much going on. It was just the doctor was talking to us, obviously, and Caden was slamming a cabinet, and Emrys was just like cooing and stuff. He was still a little baby. And so the doctor said, have you thought that maybe Caden could be autistic? And we said, well, I don't know, you know, what all autism entails. I don't know anybody who is autistic. So that's when we found out that it might not be just a speech delay. After that, we went to talk to the principal of Caden's preschool to figure out, you know, what was all going on, if it was just the speech or if there was some other behavior that he was displaying that they didn't like. And we didn't really get a clear answer on that, just that she wasn't qualified and that they wanted to do an evaluation of him for an IEP, which they have just done that, I think, the last week, and we have an appointment with the school psychologist next week. So we don't know the results of that yet. We don't know what's going on. And our doctor has forwarded us to a specialist, which takes a long time to get in, so we're still waiting for that as well. And right now he's on an IEP, but it's not classified as an IEP since he isn't, you know, they haven't gone through the process yet, but she calls it an IEP. She said that he probably will have an IEP once we get this whole like sit down conversation with the psychologist, but we don't have one officially yet. If you're concerned about your child having a speech delay, I would definitely try and talk to somebody or look up programs in your community to figure out how to help them, because sure, it could be that your child is just slow. I mean, not, you know what I mean, like every child will be great at one thing, like great at motor skills or communication or, you know, whatever they're great at. And then some other things will fall behind, and that's completely normal. That's normal for kids. But at the same time, you don't want to let things go too long, and then, like me, your child is 4 and you still don't have any answers. So I would definitely say, if you have concerns about your child, bring it up with your doctor. Or if your doctor won't listen, definitely look into some programs like the one that we have, like Rainbows, that can evaluate your child, and hopefully they'll get the help that they need before they're in preschool. So right now we're just kind of waiting for answers and figuring out exactly what we're gonna do from here, but hoping that next week we'll have some kind of an answer or some kind of a direction to go in, because we really don't know exactly what's going on with him. All we know is that he does have a speech delay. He still can't pronounce some words. Well, there are a lot of words that people still have to ask us what he's saying. And he does still baby babble. He will just make random noises. He's very loud. And I don't think it's something he consciously recognizes as being too loud. He just, when he talks to you, he gets like right up in your face and will like scream the words. And a lot of them don't really make sense, and sometimes he'll just blah, 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 and he won't really know what, I mean, nobody really knows what's going through his head, but he just does that a lot. While that is a speech delay, I'm not sure if there's some underlying cause for that as well. So I don't know. I can't give you a whole lot of answers, but that is how we figured out that he had a speech delay, and that is what happened because of his speech delay. And if we had had this doctor, this first doctor, in the beginning, we wouldn't have had this issue, but he just graduated medical school and he just started as a doctor, as a pediatrician, like a few months ago. So he's brand new at this, but he's the best person and he's helped us out so much, and he loves the kids. Every time we go to the doctor, I know this is completely off topic, but every time we go to the doctor, he gives them a book, each of them a book. If you notice your child is just kind of a little bit behind, definitely bring it up with your doctor, ask them what they think, and try reading books at least every day. Just constant reading books. It doesn't matter the age. You can read to your child when they're in the womb. Like, reading is key if you want their language to succeed, and constantly talking with them. Put down your smartphones, just focus on your kid and like read, talk, just babble. Like, if you ever want someone to just sound off to, obviously censored, but talk to your kids. And that's the one thing going through all these speech things with him I've learned, is reading is just the way to go, because kids enjoy reading. It's fun and it teaches them a lot of new words. Definitely read to your kids, and if you have any concerns, definitely bring it up with your doctor. And I hope this helped. I feel like I've been kind of rambling, and yeah, so definitely go check out Cassey's video. It's great. I've already seen it, and she's awesome. Check out her channel. I just love her, and I would like to say we're friends. So she's just an amazing mom. I love talking to her, and I'm positive you guys will love her too. So go check out her channel. The link will be below, and if you're coming from her channel, welcome. Bye guys.